in the European Rival Series. But Dignitas, they might feel like they have something to prove to the rest of this league after going down 0-2. That wasn't the real us. And so you want to lay the smackdown against a team who has yet to win a single series. Go Rocks Go, looking to try to keep that in play. Nicky Mac gonna move around the corner. Nicky Mac looking for the pass, and just missed him, literally an inch away from his car. Score still 0-0.
I love the idea, though. Nicky Mac and Derek trying to hook up right there at the edge of the post. But a good flick from Turtle, and Chicago drops the ball down, but Zol smartly stays back, realizing he would have put himself in a 2v1 scenario if he would have pushed forward.
Derek got a boost, and is kind of notable to mention. Derek does play in a Dominus in an octane-filled world. So anyone who plays a Dominus is to be mentioned. The Chiefs would be quite proud, as he says that Dominus is better than every other vehicle in Rocket League.
Well, I mean, we saw Venom this morning in Europe. Dominus is
that's right. I forget that McLovin plays on that Venom. Turtle gonna move down for Dignitas. And Zol gonna flip it up against the back wall, unchallenged, and not able to get it against the crossbar. Chicago, what was pretty much a short goal had he put it on target, still 0-0.
He tried to just feather it in, give the little finger roll, but even with that, too much power on it and went off the crossbar. It's looking like Dignitas is starting to hone in, starting to find their mark.
Ooh.
And like you said,
there.
That wasn't a very unfortunate shot right there.
A nice double tap by Go Rocks Go. Back to Derek, to Nicky Mac. We've seen some good sequences out of this Incognito squad in the first 2 minutes of gameplay, but one thing to note is that they're constantly out of boost by the time they rotate to the offensive half of the field. Here, Go Rocks gonna take control, just stuffing the ball away from Chicago. Away from Nicky Mac, again.
No boost in the defensive end right now. They're just boost starved.
And you see Chicago, he took that corner one as well. Up high, Turtle's gonna try to take a shot and knocked away, just missing it again. Dignitas just missing the ball by inches here on some of these touches. That's gonna be a shot right in. Zol gets it, 1-0. Dignitas takes an early lead.
Eventually, after you boost starve a team, they will crumble. Keep that pressure up, and you see right there, Go Rocks, not only a terrible angle at the ball, but no boost to get there as well. Good shot placement from Zol, and Dignitas with the lead right at about halftime.
Incognito is playing it slow as Chicago. Chicago getting bumped by Derek, and Nicky Mac not able to win the challenge there. Moved away by Go Rocks. Nicky Mac gonna opt for Derek here. Derek still on this ball, tapped away by Chicago. Dignitas doing a good job playing that corner. Incognito working this corner, throwing it back to midfield, and having to come back from the opposite half was Nicky Mac, but they do keep it in play. Go Rocks going for his own pass. Oh, the triple touch! Go Rocks Go just kind of throws up, in your words, Subi, living on a prayer on this jump, just hoping it goes in. 1-1. What a touch.
He didn't even have boost, didn't even need it, just followed his shot up beautifully, knowing where it's gonna come off. If the defender doesn't touch it, he has the touch, and he ties this game up. It only took them about 40 seconds to answer back. That's what I like to see from Incognito.
A little bit more consistency in the rotation we're seeing here from Incognito. Tuster kind of known for his demos and constant physical play, but sometimes did put his team in really not the best positions. And right now, Incognito doing a good job of those solid rotations. And it can be hard because another facet is pitch control. You got to be able to grab the boosts, and Dignitas has kind of owned them in that respect. But we do have a tie game with 1:30 left. Zol moving against the corner for Dignitas. And opt for Turtle. Turtle up high. Finds Derek, and Derek and Go Rocks Go combining to get it downfield. Excuse me, Nicky Mac, not Go Rocks Go. Zol. Let that one go for Nicky Mac again. Nicky Mac with no boost has to rotate out. He gets bumped away, tried to make a play happen, but leaving Go Rocks all by himself in the other half of the field. Go Rocks turning away, and it might result in a goal here. There's the shot, and an easy goal for Zol. Go-Rox turning off this ball in the corner, giving them all the space to work.
Great push down the field from Turtle. Smart play to go off that wall to Chicago. And thankfully for him, Zol, nice and patient, pushing up the midfield line, but not too fast, as he can get that pass off that back wall and put it in the net for his second of the game.
Nicky Mack gonna try to take a quick shot. Dignitas able to take control of the game again. Zol. Oh, that's boomed downfield. Could be a little high. Is it off and not able to get that second touch? Go-Rox go. It will be cleared away. Dignitas, you could say they got away with one there as that got boomed down and flipping it against the crossbar. No follow-up for Dignitas. Instead, Go-Rox looks for a quick transition. Go-Rox back to Nicky Mack.
Go-Rox has to push that ball right there.
And now, Dignitas is just going to be able to clear it away. Zol in midfield, just pops it up towards the attacking third. Derek looking for the touch, just could not find it, and another hit against the backboard. It goes up high. A double commit here. Derek taking it away from Go-Rox Go, and Team Dignitas taking game number 1, but maybe not as convincing of a win as we thought it would be against this Incognito squad with Derek in tow.
Yeah, they looked very good, especially for a team that is utilizing their sub. We don't see that too often in the rival series, but they looked beautiful in this game. I love what we saw from them, and Derek really stepping up for his team. You see a save on board, a shot on board, really filling in perfectly. We didn't see too many double commits, except for the end there when panic mode sets in, and that's when they need to use that communication, but beautiful play from them, especially against one of the best teams in the league.
Absolutely, and they played great. And not great, they played well. Incognito, again, we don't know what they look like. You're replacing a third of your team. So I liked what I saw out of Derek. It looked like they got desperate at the end of that game. We saw a lot of double commits on offense. Derek taking a potential shot away from Go-Rox Go. And so maybe cleaning some of those up, keeping the scoreline close like they do, and we might have a series on our hands.
Well, at the end there, when you heard me say Go-Rox should go for that. I mean, it's under 30 seconds to go. You cannot leave any ball unchallenged in midfield. You cannot do that. Not at this level of play. The teams can definitely push the ball down the field quickly. It's just crazy to me that that ball just sits there. When you're down 1 goal, you've got to be able to push forward.
Early pressure in game 1 really gave Dignitas control of the game, and now the series as they go up 1-0. Incognito looking to try to even things up. And an open net, maybe, almost. They had to rush back quickly. Go-Rox Go able to make a save and move downfield themselves. Here comes Go-Rox looking for Nicky Mack and cleared away by Turtle. Derek doing all he can to keep it in play. Go-Rox had a boost on this one. He might have had to make a save. Nicky Mack bails him out there.
Yeah, and you saw Go-Rox there. He got bumped from behind from, I believe it was Turtle. And this is just a message to all the players out there that are just starting this game out. If you get bumped and you're flailing through the air, you still have your flip available to you. So you can utilize that to do a wave dash or flip to the direction you need to go. Don't just put your controller down. I know you're flailing around like crazy, but you still have an opportunity to touch that ball and get back into position. And we saw Go-Rox do that perfectly.
Well, Incognito moving downfield almost, and instead that's who else other than the top goal scorer last season. There he is, Chicago, just taking the ball away saying, that's mine, thank you very much.
Yeah, you saw Nicky Mack there get a little too overzealous, pushing forward. He was the last man back, and without possession of that ball for his team, should never put himself in that position. Needs to stay back a little further so he can put a defensive challenge on that ball.
Zol getting a nice touch. Turtle gonna try to keep it in play. Incognito looking for their first goal and a double commit, but they do clear it out to the side. Nicky Mack tapping it against the corner. Off for Go-Rox Go. Up back to Nicky Mack, and that off the crossbar. Can there be a follow-up by Derek? He's fighting for the ball. Absolutely, it was a dance in the air between Derek there in the defense of Dignitas, but they do come away clean and it's still hold on to their 1-goal lead.
Was it a salsa or two-step?
I'd say it's a solid aerial ballerina, if you will. Back we go.
I don't think that's a dance style, but
well,
okay.
Whatever. I don't know. Go-Rox Go. Incognito looking for their first goal. going to be a light shot, and then a save by Chicago. Had enough time to flip over to the side and make that save. Whew, wipe the sweat off your brow, no problem. Zol looking for the shot. What a great shot by Zol, 2-0.
Took on all 3 defenders, carries the ball down the field by himself. Look at him coming off the side wall, turns upside down so that when he flips, it pops that ball up to go over the defenders. Great show of mechanical skills right there from our main man, Zol.
We're starting to see some of those issues from Incognito that we saw in previous weeks where just getting overzealous. I think that's a perfect word for it, for this Incognito squad. There's a quick shot against the crossbar. Nicky Mac with the follow-up straight down, and unlucky for Incognito. The placement isn't there. Derek gonna try to keep it in play. Derek hitting the ball again. Nicky Mac gonna take a shot, and against the post and the crossbar, cannot find any sort of room to work with. Dignitas slamming the door on their fingers.
I love what I just saw from Derek. He put a shot in from the corner and rotates through, making the defender jump up in the air. Defender did get the save on the ball, but the fact that Derek is that smart to rotate through the zone, through that box to disrupt the defense, just so beautiful. And the dunk from Zol.
Sure, Zol. Two Dignitas attackers go up for this, and Zol's, we don't care. We're gonna get this goal. 3-0, 2:14 left. I think this is what we expected game 1 to be against this Incognito team, but they just kind of falling apart defensively. Double commits, there was even a triple commit, just getting a little antsy. Maybe like you said, dropping their controller, hitting the panic button, and just not able to. I want to see more of that game 1 Incognito, where the rotations were solid, even if you were.
The Goomba Stomp came out. Derek just Goomba Stomped Chicago. He was the fast break man down the field trying to cherry pick. Slams him right back down to the ground.
Off the ceiling, Turtle takes it. Does get away from him. Chicago gonna keep it in play. Actually, no, Chicago's gone. And Incognito having some time. Go Rocks. Over 2 defenders, looking for the shot, and that's going to be way wide. Chicago plays it out to the corner. Incognito have had a couple of these opportunities in the corner, the continuation at the very least, but nothing really to show for it.
Great clear there from Nicky Mac. Nice, just slight touch on the ball, but that redirect went clear downfield when, honestly, it looked like it was barely going to make it past the midfield line.
Against the crossbar was Chicago's shot. And Zol gets sent up back to the ceiling, and already up in the air for that was Turtle, just clearing it away and maybe getting the goal, but Turtle just getting in the way right there, kind of. Just I like the idea,
I like
just
the idea.
Poor execution.
Yeah, he was going for the defenders, trying to jump in their way, ended up getting in the way of his team, but at this point, you can kind of have a little fun. You're up by 3, it's under a minute. I'd be okay with them seeing from them some ceiling shots, some crazy shots, but no. Derek with his first goal in the rival series.
I was going to say, do you want him to style on Incognito and just not give them the disrespect? Well, okay.
Kind of.
I see what kind of man you are, Subi. That's all right. 42 seconds left. Incognito does get a goal on the board, maybe because Dignitas is a little slack. All 3 of them kind of in the same quarter of their own zone. But Dignitas able to shut things down real quick. That's going to be off the post. With 30 seconds left, I really like what I'm seeing out of Dignitas, specifically Turtle. And because that week 1, like, I think, Subi, you hit it well, that Turtle looked out of place on this team. Chicago and Zol have been playing together for a very long time. And so Turtle coming in, there was probably going to be a learning period and a feeling out period. And it looks like they finally, it got to the point where I think it is as good as Hado right now against this Incognito squad for Turtle, Chicago, and Zol.
Well, I mean, coming in, if you're Turtle, you used to play for one of the top teams in North America in the championship series. So for him, it was probably a bit of an ego thing. He wanted to be the main man, but when he got on this team and saw how good Chicago and Zol truly are, I think he was okay saying, all right, the reins are yours, guys. I'll sit back, play the 3 position, and just be your guys' support.
Well, there we go. Dignitas taking an emphatic win in game number 2. And they're heading into Sweep City right now, looking for that 3-0 victory against Incognito. And Incognito can do a lot of damage in the standings still. If they don't even have to win a single game in the rest of the rival series, but they can just throw a hole through the entire thing just by winning games and lowering win percentages of these other teams. They can take Splice from well, probably not anymore Splice. They could take like the dudes, and if they lose one more game, they can put them from a top 2 spot to like a 5th spot, depending on what happens. So for this, but for Incognito, you gotta get a win. You gotta figure out a way to get some goals and get some consistency. I think consistency is what this team needs. It seems like communication is lacking. I don't know how much playtime this Incognito squad has gotten with Derek, but I mean, he's your sub, and you're probably not playing a lot with your sub during league play.
Not until this point, at least. I mean,
that's what I mean, is like up to this point. So I like again, good sequences out of Incognito. Just the overall execution of what they do is poor, and these other teams are just showing that they are better than Incognito. And I'd like to see those sequences, more continuation out of them, less double commits, less running into each other, and trying to get things figured out.
Yeah, but it's got to feel good if you're Derek right there. Your first goal, a lot of pressure just relieved from him. Like, okay, just Rocket League. Yeah, the players are pretty good.
I'm sure Derek feels good about the goal, but I'm sure he wants that win as well.
Yes, and I could tell you right now that if I were on Incognito, my main goal would be disrupt the bracket as much as possible.
Well, Nicky Mac going to throw it downfield, and quickly rushing back was Turtle. He does get to the ball in time. It was off target. Dignitas love to just go home with a 3-0 victory. I'm not going to go home. They do have one more series to play today. Chicago just teaming it up for Zol. Back over to Turtle. Turtle throwing it up, and Chicago backflipping, allowing Incognito to take control of that one. Here comes Nicky Mac, popping it once, popping it twice. Turtle able to take the ball away. Zol with the continuation, back to Turtle. Turtle booms it to the other side of the zone. And Incognito able to throw it out yet again. So minute into this game, Incognito, solid defense. Dignitas almost goofing on the defense, but still a 0-0 scoreline.
There is where you've got to have communication. If you're Derek, your teammate has got to be in your ear, letting you know that he's following up from midfield, coming to the top of the box. A passing play off that back wall would have worked perfectly, popped straight out. Instead, tries to pinch it and doesn't work at all.
They do try to work it downfield here. Incognito. Derek lasering it back to Turtle. It's been back and forth here in the first minute and a half, kind of similar to what we saw in game 1 out of these two teams. We know how that ended up for Incognito and Dignitas. So they sit pretty right now with a 2-0 lead in the series. Chicago going to take the ball off of they're doing barrel rolls around the ball or something, but hey, Dignitas still has the ball here against the backboard and thrown away. Zol not able to win the challenge. And Go Rocks go. Off the point from Nicky Mac. Just can't seem to find any solid hit on the ball. Dignitas shutting down the option here for Incognito. Working the ends, and we saw that pitch control come from Dignitas in game 1. A little bit of the same here. And here's Turtle rolling over everybody, taking the shot, rolling back, and Zol says, thank you very much. You got to give credit where credit is due. Turtle does all the work here, and Zol just does a great cleanup.
True, but a lot of players would have been pushed forward into that box already. Zol has got to be the most patient player in the rival series, along with Vince from Space Station Gaming. Both of them so patient. They wait until their opportunity, and then they strike.
In midfield, Incognito finding themselves down, and they're going to have to score to stay alive. Go Rocks. Against his back bumper. Does a couple of moves there, and Derek able to keep it in midfield. All three members of Incognito out of boost again. Chicago just throws it out to the side. Zol. We're going to play it in midfield for Dignitas again. Time just feels like it has kind of raced to 0 in this game. We're already almost 2 minutes left in game 3. Dignitas hanging on to this 1-goal lead. A demo could have maybe started something, but again, options covered by Dignitas.
Was a great demo to open things up, and then the pressure just stops. They're playing a little too spread out defensively and offensively, tighten things up, and they might be able to just get a goal off of Dignitas right now. They need one to tie it up, I want to see them take one game at least.
So Chicago was expecting a hit from Derek, saw Derek coming up, Derek stopped. Chicago probably saw that he stopped, so Chicago just let it drop straight down, knowing where everyone else was on the field, and let Turtle take it out. Such a smart play by Chicago to let that one go out. That one's gonna zip into the net. And 1-to-1 Incognito, the heartbeat monitor has a little bit of a jolt.
Go Rocks go. So Derek, you had one, okay? That's all you need this week.
I'm taking
that one.
You got your
one, but that's mine. That's mine.
You gotta be able to capitalize on plays like that, especially for Incognito right now. 1:20 left to go. Go Rocks. Throws it up, but taking that ball away with Chicago. Now back to Zol. Looking up is Chicago. He's so dangerous in front of the box. Not able to finish it. Here's Zol. Zol actually on his back wheel there, racing back. Able to win the challenge in midfield. But down again, a great bumper. They're going to be able to score here. No. Incognito looking for their first lead in the series and cannot find the touch. Turtle going to opt for Zol, and Turtle going to take the wing. Chicago on the other. Chicago up high. Gets that touch to the other side. You got to love watching Chicago play. He does some nutty things against on all sides of the pitch.
That did a full horseshoe right there. Started on the right and zinged around the left. Is that a ringer? Do you get 2 points for that, or how does that work?
You get nothing.
Oh.
30 seconds. Turtle going to keep it in play. Following up is Chicago. Chicago calculated with, if you will, to make Derek miss. Now Turtle up high and cleared away nicely by Go Rocks. Time ticking away, and Dignitas is looking for the chokehold. Zol, the one tap into the net. Incognito looking stunned inside of their own net. Dignitas with the lead with 13 seconds left.
Look at that. Just pulls out the sandwich right there and just gives it a little chip to put it right in that upper 90. Oh man, Zol is on fire today. He has all of Dignitas' goal -1 in the series.
There's a shot and a goal, and that is going to do it for Dignitas and Incognito. Incognito still going to be winless on the season, and Dignitas another emphatic victory, just dominated the pitch all series long against this Incognito team.
Zol had 7 of Dignitas' 9 goals. Think that might have been a little bit of a factor leading to their win?
I mean, Zol had, we said it before, Zol in Chicago, before this series, Chicago had 12 goals, 10 assists.